Lunch with Leah, episode 328.
Hi, everybody. Well, welcome to Chaos Wednesday. You are visiting Leah Black Enterprises showroom that has now become an emergency fulfillment center because the orders are pouring in on the new soothing CBD Premium Spectrum Eye Cream. If you use the podcast, what's the code? Eye Cream.
Eye Cream.
You'll get a special
one
discount.
Word.
Yeah, it's half off with the Eye Cream one word. Code. What do you call that?
Yeah,
Discount
it's a promo code. Yeah,
promo code.
EYECREAM.
You better hurry and
no
order
spaces.
though, because I'm telling you, we're already out again. This is the third time in a week. We're stressed. Anyway, so I got back from LA. Oh my God, I'll just tell you about that really quick. So RJ spring break. Well, of course, he has to go to all his favorite restaurants. And then his friends were going to come the next week. So I'm going to listen to RJ. If you want to go to all those restaurants, you got to go this week. Because when your friends get here, you guys are not going to be going to a fancy restaurant. You're going to be going to IHOP and those pizza parlors. But Vince, I'm taking you and we're going together. We'll go to the other restaurants. So he made the list. Listen to all the restaurants I hit. This is why I'm fat, because I have a 17-year-old that eats every 2 damn hours. Brendan and I went to Spartina with him. I went by myself with Tom Arnold to Craig's. RJ and I and Ronnie from Watch What Crappens went to Dantana's. We went with the girls. I went to Nobu and Malibu. That was a last minute thing and we had a really hard time getting in, but we got in. That was at 9 o'clock on a Thursday night. the last possible time. They squeezed us in. I don't know how we did that. Went to El Piccolino with Roy Jr. La Petite. I went with Bill from Disney. Everybody knows Bill from Disney. I went to Boa with Jeff and Tyler. I went with Michael Eisner to the Grill. RJ and I went to Avra. RJ and Bill and I went to Rayo's, which they love and I don't. It is that thick, heavy, greasy
Comfort food.
It's that Italian. It's heavy. I don't like it. They love it. I can't. Everybody likes it but me. And then I went to the Tower Bar and met a new friend there that I'm working on a project with. Then I did radio with Jeff on Thursdays. Well, let me tell you, to do radio with Jeff, I have to get up at 6, and he picks me up at 6:50. So it's going to be 15 minutes to get out the door, and that includes feeding the dog, making sure RJ's okay, making sure the dog peed on the pad, get the house together, get myself together, unset the alarm, reset the alarm in 15 minutes, take a shower, the whole thing. I do it. And then I drink so much coffee that I talk too much and too fast on the show. And then everybody goes on his Instagram going, oh, Leah's talking over you. Well, if you weren't as much coffee as I was on, you'd be talking all the time too. And so then I go home and I'm wound up on that coffee. And then when I crash, I'm dead. I'm dead the rest of the day. It just ruins my day because I'm getting up at 6 instead of 9:30. So it resets my whole day. But it's worth it because I love going on the show. I love Jeff. We laugh so much. It's so much fun. You can go download that last one. It was Jeff Lewis Live with Leah Black on any radio demand thing, right?
It's on SiriusXM. On the SiriusXM app.
Oh my God, on Radio Andy. It's just hilarious. And then he starts talking about the eye cream and the exfoliant, and then everyone started ordering it because it really works and his face looks so good. And everyone said, your face is glowing. It looks so great. He's like, I'm using Leah's CBD eye cream and the exfoliant. So then the orders started coming in. It was just a riot.
Well, you're actually getting comments about it right now already.
Let's
so
hear it.
Deanna Benson-Reed says, hey there, I received mine and it's fantastic. They're loving it.
Yay.
Kyle Clark says, welcome back. Stephen Lemmy says, hello. Joanna Vivalo says, hello. TJ Johnson says he's been having withdrawals. He didn't know that we were on break and he thought he'd missed some shows.
Oh.
And Deb Smith says hello. And she hopes that Jeff was kidding about you taking the dog on there.
Oh, no, he wasn't kidding at all.
And
he
Dana,
doesn't like the dog.
Dana Welton says she's been using the CBD eye cream and she loves it.
Listen, one lady, more than one, several ordered one, and then they right away ordered 3 and 4 more. This is why we're in a panic. Because I don't know if they're using it for gifts. They want to make sure they can get it, or they're giving it to their friends. But it's the Premium Soothing CBD Eye Cream, and the discount code is Eye Cream, one word. Meanwhile, RJ decided, we did a photo shoot with RJ, with Richard and Toma, the photographer and the stylist, because RJ decided when he's in college, he's going to model part-time to make money because, Mom, I'm not really cut out to the 9-to-5 jobs. I'm like, well, you may as well get used to it, baby, because you're going to be working 9 to 5 as well. Then he had a project they had to do with the tutor, so he did that, and they finished that before the friends came. Then when the friends came, oh my God, it was such a blessing. The friend was coming from here, but his brother goes to UC Berkeley, and he came down to the airport, picked up his brother, rented a car, and carted RJ and his friend around for the entire week. I was like, Christmas has landed. I mean, I'm so tired of going to these restaurants and taking him to go to the grocery store and wherever he wants to go. I love being with him, but he's hungry every 3 hours. I can't, and I'm not going to cook in my new kitchen and mess it up and get it dirty and have Jeff mad at me. So that's what happened there. And so, meanwhile, what else happened? Okay, so we did the photo shoot, and they're in Jason's Dropbox, and when Jason has 1 second to breathe, he's going to forward that Dropbox to Roy or Wanda, so we have access to them. But he did really cute pictures outside, some inside, some with a guitar, some being fabulous, some with jeans. They were cute. So let's see what happens. Maybe he's going to be a superstar model. Listen to me, stage mom. I could really care less, but if it gets him working where he feels like he has a responsibility and a job, I'm going to support it. If not, he's going to be working at the car wash. And then I saw the girls and Brendan and Tim, my friend Tim Rosta, who's heavy into politics, and Sherry and Michael. I didn't see Michael, I saw Sherry. I love her. She was the first producer on season 1 of Housewives. And Jeff and Tyler. And then when RJ's friends were there, oh my God, they went to Little Korea, they went to Malibu, they went to Venice Beach, they went to the Getty Museum. I mean, they went everywhere. I was like, this is fantastic. Can I get this brother to come move in with me? It was fantastic. And then on top of that, I had to work, of course. I had 3 roof leaks, air conditioner with no Freon, had to get that put in. Now test the air conditioning system. Oh, and then there were a list of people I didn't get to see. I didn't get to see Joanne. I was supposed to hook up with her. I wanted to see Kathy Griffith. I didn't get to do that. Frankie Grande was going to come over, but he's filming Nickelodeon all day and all night, so that didn't work out. And then Norman the Psychic, cheerleaders, and Palisades, and I didn't get to run up there, so I didn't get to see everybody. I saw a lot of people. Meanwhile, ask me anything from Instagram. Do you know anyone that wants to buy a penthouse with 3 private rooftop pools? Oh, I don't even know. You'd have to at least tell us what city, and then I guess we could ask. That was from Malin Rodriguez, but that was a very good try. Bella Gray, is the Real Housewives of Miami coming back? Please get Bravo to reboot it. We miss you. Well, I don't have any power with Bravo, and like everybody thinks I script all the shows, I really don't. And I don't think it's coming back. I think the fat lady sang a long time ago, but I think these girls will continue to say it's coming back or hint it's going to coming back for the rest of their lives. But maybe it's something going on I don't know about. Then I'll be the first one to say I didn't know. I wasn't included in the big decision. Dan Nolan, what would be my ideal RHOM cast? Oh, I would want to get women that were working and up to something other than worrying about their nails breaking or their bikinis falling down.
In the snow.
Yeah. I'll leave that to you. Is Roy still teaching? Ask Roy Khan. Yes, he teaches a criminal evidence class at the University of Miami and has since he literally got out of college. It's been a long time. Dale, 305 Miami, from 1 to 5, with 5 being the highest number, what are your chances of returning to Bravo as a housewife again? Probably less than 0. I mean, no one's asked me, but I mean, there you go. I mean, I don't fit in any of those shows. I would not fit in New York. They're just too, I love them. I just would not, I'm not a New Yorker. I wouldn't fit in Atlanta. I'm not familiar enough with Atlanta, and I love the black culture scene, though. I just think it's hilarious. I love all the shade and that. I wouldn't fit in New Jersey. I'm definitely not that Italian, you know, I'm not that high energy Italian family thing. What else is left? I don't know.
Well, I mean, Beverly Hills, and unless we left the country.
So the only other one is Beverly Hills. That one I would fit in.
I think you would fit in Melbourne too, but that's a whole different franchise.
I would go there. I may have to go there. I may have to run out of the country and get away. But yeah, I would fit in Beverly Hills because I know the girls and I know the city and I live there. But they're not asking me to. Marciela, Texas. And M. Cult Co. asks, what do you do to de-stress and relax? Well, that's funny. I think whenever I'm with RJ and Roy and we're just hanging out, that's like my most relaxing time. Ma Roth, do you think Denise has been good for RHOB? I think she fits in with the girls. Now, whether or not she's going to bring any big drama, I don't know. But I don't think everybody needs to be a big drama. I think you got to have fillers and you got to have crazies. So let's see. I like her. Are you friends with? No, I'm not. Just watch The Real House. It never will be. I don't like backstabbers, liars, and phonies. Just watch The Real Housewives of Miami reunion. How in the name of everything holy did you keep your cool? It's really hard dealing with stupid. I said in my tagline, I can deal with a lot of things, but I can't deal with stupid. It's hard. I mean, they need to up the level of talent, in my opinion. People that have serious lives that are honest. The problem with those girls is none of them are honest. Not one of them was really their honest self, except I will say 2 or 3 might have been, but a whole lot of them weren't. And when you're running phony, who you are is phony, your storyline's phony, you're contriving what's going to be said and who's going to say it and what they're going to do and who they're going to take down. None of that's interesting to me. I got to be with serious people that like to talk about serious things. And if I get in a cat fight with a serious person, I will get in a cat fight with them. But I'm not going to fight with, gutter skanks. Oh, please. Okay, Fox Heart Bear. Do you know if Frederick and Adriana are married, and did he finish the boat? Well, the boat I don't think was ever his. I think it was his boss's. I have no idea. I don't even know if they just contrived it for the show. I just really don't have a clue. And I have no idea if they're married or not. I think she gallivants around, so they may be married and together, or maybe married and have an open relationship. I really don't know, don't care. I do, how come RHOM didn't do a season 4 Louis card? Probably because season 3 was so phony. Suey Counselor, do you grow your social media followers? How do you grow them? I learned that what works organically and uses hashtags, but most important is the content. Well, James grows my social media. If anybody needs anyone to do their social media, James Brown is really the best at it. But what I do is I do Twitter a lot. I'm just on Twitter nonstop, grabbing, gossiping, replying, fighting, the whole thing. Do I have the gala? We didn't do it in the last couple of years. Will we do it again? I don't know. It depends. Just one, Carol. If we get talent for free, I'm not paying big talent. Brian? Oh, Brian. Oh, my God, Brian from LA. I wanted to see you, but I looked on your social media and you were, I forgot, out of town somewhere. Any chance you'll be filling LVP spot on RHOB, or at least make some cameo since you were in LA more? Well, they're never going to ask me to do that, but it was a very good suggestion. I'm kidding. She's my friend.
You're getting a lot of comments in here.
Okay,
right now.
let's hear it.
People said, don't forget the OC. You might fit in there.
Oh, OC, I forgot about them.
Yeah. Anita Davila wants to know, Leah, how is Jeff really doing?
I think Jeff is a little heartbroken, a little floundering, and I think he's looking forward to recreating a future for himself if things don't work out with Gage. That's what I think.
Jonathan Addy from his handles 305 Miami says, Leah, I want to get you a copy of my Little Havana book now that it's done.
Okay.
I'm having a book signing in Colla Ocho this month on the 27th.
Oh, you need to email us at hello@leahblack.com for all that information, and we'll at least talk about it on the show. Is it in English or Spanish? If it's in English, that's a good question. But we'll tell everybody. I love Colla Ocho, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Deb Smith asked if we ever do free shipping on the skincare.
Yes, we do.
If you spend more than $50, the shipping is free. And then we do a flat rate shipping box of it, which like just went up to $7 or $10, depending on the size of the product.
And then the other one's either $7 or $14, depending on if it's a huge box.
Correct.
Then on RHOB, let's say, well, we're still with the dog drama. Oh my God, how many weeks can they drag out the dog drama? I mean, Little Black's even tired of it. On the other hand,
talk about beating a dead dog.
Yeah, the entire season has been about that. And then a little light of fresh air was Denise's 2-day wedding, which was adorable. But I think she's cute, and those girls are cute, and the husband's cute. They're cute. But that dog thing, I mean, listen, I love the Vanderpumps. I've always had their back and I've always been friends with them. But to me, it's just so blatantly honest that her staff wouldn't have just brought that up arbitrarily. I don't think she realized it was going to escalate that much, but I do think she wanted to expose Dorit for not bringing the dog back. But it should have been better off just going to Dorit and said, I dare you take my dog and not bring it back, instead of having someone else do it, and then it escalates into this whole thing. That's what happens when things are out of integrity. When things are out of integrity, they go crazy. You're better off just confronting the person, saying what the truth is, and moving on. But I will tell you that epic fight last night between her and Kyle, I kind of felt sorry for Kyle, because I kind of felt like Kyle did go there to say, listen, I've been defending you to these girls, and I'm trying to continue to defend you. You've got to give me something to work with instead of just denying and being stubborn and digging in, and Lisa wasn't going to do it. And they need to know by now she's never going to apologize, she's never going to be wrong, and she's never going to take responsibility. Just acknowledge it and move on, because as long as you keep pounding that, it's just going to be like hitting your head against the wall. She's just not going to do it. She's above the fray, everybody, and you need to get that crown back on her head and let her be above the fray and move on. It'll be fun. Now that fight, and then Ken accusing her. Well, that was the other thing. Now, that part about going to Radar Online, you see, that was the problem we had on our show. There were a few girls that were connected with the press, because they work with the press and this and that. They would run to all these places with lies and bullshit and lies and bullshit and lies and bullshit all the time. I never once picked up the phone and corrected a story. I never once called the press and reported a story, even though I was accused of it. I was accused of reporting someone for not paying their dues at Fisher Island. I'm not on the board of Fisher Island. How do I know they didn't pay their dues? I didn't have anything to do with any of the press, because it just is not, I'm not that interested in it. I don't care if Radar Online prints something about me. I don't read it. I don't know them. I'm never going to know them. The people that read it don't know me. What difference does it make? Look at me. I look like Beto O'Rourke.
It looks really funny, too, because you got flowers.
I do find it nasty for these girls to go run to the press with stories. I just find it totally wrong. And they do it. And Kyle was right. You have to look to see who it benefits. And like with me, since the hate club was against me, it benefited the hate club because, yay, we're helping bring Leah down. With the story with the dog, it kind of did benefit the Vanderpumps in that they were promoting the clinic for the dogs and making it look like, somebody mistreated them with the dogs. But I don't know. Who knows? And then but it wouldn't surprise me. See, here's how they work too. You run to one and you give them a story. You run to another one and give them a story. You stay in good with the press. So when something comes up about you in the press, then they have your back and cover for you because you're giving them information. So that's how it works. Well, I didn't ever do that. So I didn't have anybody coming to me and saying, I'll cover for you if you give me all this information, because they know I'm not going to give them any information. Number one, I don't know anything. And two, the stuff I do know are usually people that I know, and I wouldn't do anything to people I don't know. So it's just crazy. But yeah, they got Radar Online in there and TMZ in there. I know Harvey from TMZ. How many years have I known Harvey? And the only thing I've ever talked to Harvey about were legal cases of Royce, which were boundaries that I couldn't really talk about. I've never given him any dirt. And I've got a cell number right here. Let's
Amanda
see.
Cigarelli says Doggate is boring.
I'm over it.
Alex Pletcher said that Doggate is such a first world problem.
That's true.
Eduardo Fabian Guzman said she did state that her own show does better than the Housewives. And Maria Marino says the thing is, Radar said that she wasn't the source. But, of course, that's what they said.
No, wait. Radar says that person wasn't the source. Radar is never going to out their source. So that's a joke. I'm not saying it was their source. I'm saying it's a joke for them to say it wasn't or it was, because no one's going to believe you when you talk about your source. Oh, my God.
Derek Holt wants to know, when can we get Leah Black in Nashville for a red carpets and white lies signing?
Oh, if you can get the crowd together, I'll go. I'd love to go to Nashville. By the way, then to wrap this up with, Ken says his fight with, they're done with Kyle. The 12 years of friendship is over. And then Kyle said, you care more about your image than your friendships. Well, they've always said that about her.
Let's put our 5-second break in real quick. Sorry. If I don't, I have a place to put it. And there you go.
Back to this. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, Dorette crying about the dog. I kind of did feel sorry for her. See, the advantage that Vanderpump has is people don't really like Dorette. So they're looking for something to beat up on Dorette, and they like Vanderpump, so they're looking to have her back. So it's not really a fair fight.
No.
Erica Jane wore James's Versace blouse.
That was the real drama.
And that, I think James didn't sleep all night. He was just, Erica Jane's got my blouse.
You can find a Versace silk really cheap on eBay this morning.
That's funny. Now, the highlight for me was Harry Hamlin appeared. He's so cute. I love them together. In RHOC, Shannon Medora's teen daughters are apparently going to be bridesmaids in the new wedding with the new, younger, thinner version of. Oh, I can't with that guy. In New York Housewives, well, I kind of caught up on it. What happened? I can't remember. Dorinda and Luann are still having their little tiff. And, I felt sorry for Dorinda when she was going on and on about, I stood by you, I went to see you, I took you to church, I prayed with you, I gave you my prayer cards. That cracked me up. I even gave her my prayer cards. And I did think Luann's being a little bit tough on her. I don't think Dorinda was heckling her with Giovanni. I think she was saying, acknowledge that all these dresses you're wearing come from my contact that I handed you on a silver platter named Giovanni. Just acknowledge it. That was all. I didn't find it where she was being mean or heckling her about it. I don't know what's the deal about that. But I kind of felt bad. And then Dorinda getting disinvited to the clam bake. I've never disinvited anybody. I don't think. If I have, I don't remember it. I just don't invite them in the first place, no. But I kind of feel bad because I think Luann is now on top of the world. She's got her cabaret and she's popular and, she's gotten she's got her life together. So now she doesn't need Dorinda so much. So she's like not accepting the apologies so graciously as she would have if she would have been in a different situation. So I don't really like that. I kind of think on Dorinda, on this one, I kind of am agreeing with Dorinda a little bit on it. And I like Luann too. I like them all, but and then Ramona, she's so hilarious. She goes, well, 14 days in rehab is a vacation. It's not rehab. There's some truth to that. Oh my God, that was funny.
I like the new lady Barbara that they've kind of brought in.
I like Barbara
I like her
too.
a lot. I do.
She fits right in. She has
does.
a history with everybody. She's very. She's not playing to the camera. She's being herself. I like her too. I think that the producers on that show do a really good job. I mean, they really do a good job. My favorite is always going to be Sonia. I just can't help it. She's just the cutest thing.
We have some requests. Stacy Ayo says, "Can you do a segment about the prison pen pals and read us some of the letters?"
Oh, you know what? I hope I still have them. I mean, I had them for years, but I kept files. Prison this one, prison that one, prison Bill, prison this one, prison Sal, prison. I get them all lined up. But yeah, I can. That was funny writing. Jeff was so shocked that I write people in jail. Why would you be shocked that I write people in jail? I feel sorry for them. No one else is writing them, and they like me to write them. I write them. I just say, how are you doing? Are the meals getting any better? What's going on? Have you been watching the news? Well, I know people are waiting for you when you get out. Hope you're making use of the time. Hope you're studying something. Mind your behavior. I just like I can motivate them a little bit.
No, it's really important. I didn't know you did that. That's
See, nobody does.
But
I don't know why I even came up.
I must have had an accident because I was driving when I was listening to it. But I also had a friend who got incarcerated, and I wrote him every week. I wrote a letter to him. And you know what? When he got out, that meant the world
it means
to
everything
him.
to them.
You just don't know. He said sometimes that was the only thing he had to look forward every week was the letter from me. And sometimes they were short or whatever. And I felt like I kind of like didn't put a full effort into it. But that meant so much. And if I had known that from that side, I would have done more. Absolutely.
I know. And when my friend Bill, the lawyer, went in, I know he likes to read. And Roy and you can only send paperbacks. And Roy has thousands of paperbacks around the house, which I wanted to get rid of. And so I'd sneak them 3 at a time, and he would never miss them. I sent him 3 paperback books every single week for the entire 3 years he was in there because that was the maximum that they could get. When he got out, he's like, that saved my life. I read all the time, and it kept me from going crazy. And then my other friend, he got out recently, and he was in for 7 years, and he told Roy that I wrote him in jail more often than his entire family combined. And I didn't write him that often. Right. So it's very sad. Yeah. Okay, in celebrity news, Mick Jagger, 71 years old, is going to have a heart stent. By the way, R. Kelly said that the Spirit told him to speak out as truth on the Gal interview. Wendy Williams is being bragged on for being brave for sharing her addiction. You know what? I'm not buying that bullshit. If you're brave, you wouldn't be letting your husband have an affair and a baby with a girl living down the street on your dime. So that's not brave. That's just a justification excuse. I'm sorry, girl. I can't with that one. Royalty. The Queen is following the Prince's lead by giving up her driver's license as well. Like the Prince and the Queen needed a driver's license. If I was the Queen, I'd be having that crown on my head all the time. I'd have the car made so that it was high enough for my crown to wear. And I'd have someone driving me around in a handmaiden sitting there behind me doing everything I needed. Be the Queen. Be the Queen.
Did you see this morning that Meghan and Prince Philip have launched their own Instagram account together?
Who has Meghan and Prince? Oh, well, that's good.
I think that'll be
They're
cool
going to be
together.
so popular,
Yes.
and the others are going to be so jealous. All right, well, we're going to skip the news. We're trying to finish early today. I'll hit that next week. Let's just go to the bottom line politics really quick. I love this tweet. Gerald Weaver says, Trump is killing us. For 2 years, my historically low blood pressure has been quite high. Many reports show that stress levels are higher for those who fear for the country and those who defend Trump. Years subtracted from my life expectancy. I agree with you on my Twitter friend, Gerald Weaver. Let's see. Now you got to get this straight. This is fabulous. Alleged crimes and misdemeanor by the Trump administration. Obstruction of justice. Fired Comey because of the Russia probe. Suggested Comey drop the Flynn probe. Ordered the White House counsel to fire Mueller. Called for Attorney General to fire Mueller. Dangled pardons for a Russia probe witness. Threatened to revoke clearances of witnesses. Threatened to publish tapes of Mueller witnesses. Call for criminal probes into Mueller witnesses. Wanted Cohen to lie to Congress. Intervened in congressional probes. That was obstruction of justice. Conspiracy. Asked Russia to find Clinton emails. Had advanced knowledge of WikiLeaks. Likely knew about the Trump Tower meeting with the Russians. Of course he knew. Sided with Putin over the U.S. intelligence, and especially in Helsinki when he made that big fool of himself. He knew that Flynn lied to the FBI, and he was going to keep him until he just couldn't. They kept him as long as they could. Campaign felonies. Directed Cohen to make hush money payments. Reimbursed Cohen for illegal payments. Lied about knowledge of illegal payments and asked Cohen to lie about legal payments. Corruption. Used presidency for personal enrichment. Those are his properties, his inaugural committee in the D.C. hotel. Possible Trump organization insurance fraud and bank fraud. That's going to come out. You'll see, Donnie Judge just told us. Using Trump Foundation for personal spending. Ties to Saudi Arabia. Abuses of power. Attacks on the Justice Department. Attacks on the federal judges. Attacks on the emergency declaration. Handling of security clearances. What about these security clearances? They're running foreign policy on WhatsApp, and they're all using private service that they screamed about with Hillary. And 25 people were recommended by security intelligence experts not to have clearances, and Trump overrode them. Some of them were for things like conflicts of interest, foreign investments, and drugs. Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Drugs.
Under the other administration, if you smoked pot, you were probably highly scrutinized. It's just unbelievable. And that family separation at the border thing has just gone too far. He's creating this problem. He wants this problem. He's praying for a caravan so he can use it and pound and beat and have an enemy to beat up to his little followers that sit there like idiots. I agree. Oh, yeah, I'll Trump. Oh, my God. Pope Francis says it best. He warns those that close borders will become prisoners of the walls they build. And I would agree. Now, let's just talk really quick about the Mueller report. I've already covered that one. Oh, my God. Listen to this one. Kamala Harris says, I asked CBP Commissioner Mac Allenan whether it's his duty to ensure that immigrant children aren't sexually abused after they're transferred out of his agency. His response, I'm mandated by law to transfer these children. I don't have the ability to question that. So in other words, you can hand over these 20 teenage girls to people knowing they're going to be sexually abused, but that's not your problem. You got to turn a blind eye. That's not my mandate. I can't ask about that. Are you kidding me? This is the most corrupt administration in the American fucking world. The Mueller report. So the Mueller report comes out. Apparently it's 400 pages plus all the exhibits and testimony. And Barr, in 24 hours, 30 hours, writes a 4-page little short summary that he decided, which you know he didn't even read the whole damn thing in that amount of time. Oh, there was no problem. We have no problem here. So now we're going to subpoena the records. They're hiding something really bad in that report. I'm telling you, they would not be fighting tooth and nail. If Trump was looking good, they would not be fighting that. They would be paying everybody to put that. They would put it on every poster in town. They'd email it to everybody they could. They'd be singing praises. But instead, they have this guy he appointed who auditioned for the job by saying, oh, the president can't obstruct justice, coming up with a summary that he didn't. And then he's like, no collusion, no summary. That's not what it said. That's not what the report said. That's him just giving Trump cover and Fox News having something to run with. So now we're going to subpoena the report. Whenever that report comes out, and you mark my word, write this down. I don't know if it's going to be now, next week, next month, or in 10 years. When that comes out, and it will come out, It is going to make Trump look so bad, so corrupt, so nasty, so vindictive, such an obstructionist, such a collusionist, that it's going to just be out of control. And the reason Mueller did it the way he did it is because they say the rules are you're not supposed to indict a sitting president. So he gave all the indicting material over to the Southern District of New York, where they will indict him.
Yes.
And then the other, he said, I'm going to give it to Congress and let them do what they do with it. But Barr intercepted it and said, oh, no one's going to see it. I'm the judge and jury, just like Mitch McConnell deciding what gets to go on the floor of the Senate and what doesn't. Exactly. He's the judge and juror.
Even while we've been on the air, they said they did subpoena for the
they were
report.
having hearings today. So anyway, I guess we could just go on and on, but we're going to wrap up early today. We've got to get a bunch more orders out, but I'm just dying to tell you so many other things. Oh, I will tell you, I went on yesterday, I called in Dan Rather's radio show because people have been asking me. Yes, that was me calling in defense of Joe Biden and telling the story about how he wrote RJ an excuse letter to go, not to go to school for his speech. And then Trump's cutting aid to Puerto Rico. These poor people don't have any money, they don't have any food, they don't have any roads. Yesterday I was on the tour, whatever, I was on the plane. This girl from Puerto Rico told me that they were in the mountains. They went up there months after the hurricane, the first time they could get to these mountains, and found senior citizens that had been dead for weeks and months, laying in their homes. Nobody even went and retrieved their bodies, and they didn't have any way to bury them because Trump cut off the funding. Yeah. And if you remember, Michael Capone had all those ships ready to deliver and rescue, and they stopped them because they didn't have the right paperwork to get in. Yeah. He doesn't care about those people, but when all those Puerto Ricans come to Florida, they damn better vote to get rid of him, because that's going to be his punishment. They don't care. And now they got this phony, well, our health care is going to be bigger and better than anybody else's, but we don't have it yet. We haven't written it yet. We're going to do it after the election. And who knew health care was so difficult? If these suckers fall for that, that's like the middle class tax cut that he promised. We're going to have a middle class. We're going to have 10% on the middle class. The first thing they do is have a tax cut for the multi-billionaires. It's going to be the exact same thing with the health care plan. There is not one. There's not going to be one. They just want to put it back in the hands of the private sector so they can all get rich off of it again. If you guys fall for that, you deserve the country that you get.
Stacey Ayo says, Leah Black for president 2020.
Yes, I'm going to run with somebody. I don't want to be president. I just want to be like screaming in the White House, and I want to be the whistleblower. And then these toddlers, that they're not even getting them into the cages yet. They're making them sleep under bridges on rocks. They're coming in all bruised from sleeping on rocks. What kind of people are these people? They're evil and dark. I just can't believe who these people are. And these Trump supporters just keep applauding and rallying. I'm like, are you crazy? I think they only watch Fox News, which is a filter propaganda machine for Trump, and they don't know what's really going on in the world. If you watch Fox News all the time and you turn on another station, you're like in an alternative reality. You've got to, if you want to watch Fox News, fine. Give equal airtime to CNN, NPR, CBS, ABC, MSNBC, the New York Times,
America.
DC America, Washington Post. Give equal time to that, and then watch Fox, and you're going to be going, they're conning me. They've been conning me for years.
Yes.
It's really pathetic. Okay, well, I'm going to save the rest of my rants for next week. We got in and out. We had fun. The dog's not here. We're too busy. There's no room for him. There's product everywhere. Order your Cbd special code Eye Cream. It's going to take a week to get it out because literally we're swamped, but you can reserve your order anyway. So at least get in line and reserve it. And the other thing that that exfoliant is flying out the door since Jeff's been using it. So if you want that, you better get in line because we're going to be out of that.
Everything's
soon too.
flying out the door.
Yeah, everything's kind of flying out the door right now. But okay, so get with the program and get on LeahBlack.com and order. Go to my Instagram at Leah Black Miami. Go to my Twitter at Leah Black Miami. Go to my Facebook. Repost this, share this. And go to Jeff's Instagram and say, oh, get Leah back on the show. We love it when she's there. All right. Oh, and by the way, thanks for all your crazy comments about the rerun yesterday of the Miami show. Oh, my God. I went in the kitchen And James texted me that it was on. And I was like, oh, here we go. I'm not watching. So I go in the kitchen. Freida's got it on. She's sitting there eating her stuff and watching it. I got a knot in my stomach. I was like, oh my God. I turned on the part where I was dancing with that little guy at the pool. I was like, I just couldn't hurt his feelings and brush him off. So I danced with him. What was I going to do? Say, no, I'm not going to dance with you. And I got a knot in my stomach watching how silly those girls were acting, trying to get the most screen time and show off and jumping. And I was like, oh my God, I'm cringing for them. I'm secondhand embarrassment. They're embarrassing themselves so much. Stop being so desperate. Just be normal. How do you normally act in life? Oh, I can't.
Well, people were really glad to see you guys back. There were lots of comments and positive support, and it's always nice that, to leave people wanting more, I think. And so that's what you all certainly did.
I always want to leave them wanting more. Like next week, you'll be back, and I'm going to have a lot more gossip for you. So I'll see you guys Wednesday. Bye.